slash ask and you will receive. You can go check that out yourself there. We're looking at the pericope of 9:22 through 29. It says, But Jesus turned around, and when he saw her, he said, Be of good cheer, daughter. Your faith has made you well. Now, remember that this is the woman who had the flow of blood for 12 years. And she sees Jesus going to a ruler's house to help because his daughter had died. Okay, I mean this pericope is just jam packed with stuff, right? So he's going to heal or to bring somebody back from the dead, and here's this woman who has this flow of blood, and she sees Jesus, and she's thinking, if I can just touch the hem of his garment, which is really cool, by the way, because from Malachi it actually says that the Son of Righteousness will arise with healing in his wings. The Son there is the word shamash, which means the messenger or the servant, really the servant of righteousness, with healing in his wings. The Hebrew word there, kanaf or kanafaim, is the idea of a hem. It's the edge. It's the outermost part of something. Doesn't have to be wings, but it can be anything that would fall into that. And so here you have this woman. She's saying, if I can just touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made well. And so she does. And what does Jesus say? He says, Be of good cheer, daughter. Your faith has made you well. And he said, wait a second. Um, she touched him. It was that contact. It was his power. Yes, of course, it's all his power. God made the universe, right? Jesus made the universe. So it's all his power. But there's that point of contact where our faith is very much needed. It's very much needed because we see in Matthew 13:58 there, you can see it's the next verse. Now he did not do many mighty works there because of their unbelief. That's in the city of Nazareth. So in Nazareth, they didn't have much belief, they didn't have much faith, and so he didn't do many mighty works there. Weird, isn't it? Because this is the creator of the whole universe, Jesus, the incarnate, the Son of God, right? God incarnate, Emmanuel, and yet he couldn't do many miracles there because of their unbelief. What? Is anything too difficult for God? Is God's arm short that he cannot save, right? Well, no, it's not, but he has in some way given us part of this responsibility, part of the process to be a co-laborer with him, which also means that we have a tremendous part to play in it, that our faith does make a difference. And that's why Jesus said all things are possible if you believe, Mark 9:23. So here this woman is made well. He says, your faith has made you well. And the woman was made well from that hour. When Jesus came into the ruler's house and saw the flute players and the noisy crowd wailing, he said to them, Make room, for the girl's not dead, but sleeping. And they ridiculed him. Now, she was dead, right? But as with Lazarus, he tells the disciples, hey, he's only sleeping. And they're like, what do you mean? Isn't he dead? And he's like, okay, he's dead, all right, but he's not dead forever. He's dead, but we're going to go wake him up. Okay? So Jesus is using this idea of sleep sort of as a circumlocution for, she's not gone yet. Her body is dead, but we're going to wake her up. And he says, he put the crowd outside. He went in and took her by the hand, and the girl arose. And the report of this went out into all the land. When Jesus departed from there, two blind men followed him. All right, so we just got miracle after miracle. But again, it's not that Jesus is breaking the laws of physics or that he's breaking the natural law. He's not superseding those. We call this a supernatural event, right? That he somehow, because he's God, he can kind of do whatever he wants. The way I see this is that just like we could not fly 100 and some years ago until the Wright brothers actually were able to conquer it. We didn't understand about Wi-Fi. We didn't understand about radio waves and all these other things that have been part of the creation, and then we discovered them. I think Jesus is showing us that, hey, I made the universe and I did it with all these amazing things, and all these things are possible if you'll believe, because I've already hardwired it into the fabric of creation. So it's not that he's superseding his own laws. It's not that he's breaking his own natural laws, and he can do that because he's God. It's not that idea. It's that he understands how his universe works. And these things are possible when you have faith. That's what kind of blows my mind. Like, wow, when we have faith, these things are possible. But notice what he asked these men. He said to them, do you believe that I'm able to do this? So first of all, they believed that it was possible. And in another place, not in this particular passage, but he says, what is it that you want? Right? What do you want? And they say, we want to see. We want to see. So again, not in this particular pericope, but in another passage, what do you want? So you have to believe, and then you got to know what you want. In this case, they wanted to see. They didn't say, well, it would be sure nice if people gave us more money, more more alms and such. We sure would appreciate that. Or if we had bread every day. No, they're like, we want to see. They wanted the big thing, right? They didn't want just kind of a better lifestyle as a blind person. They wanted to see and not be a blind person. They were going for it. They were asking for the impossible, and yet it was possible. And again, Jesus said, all things are possible when you believe. I just love how he puts it in John chapter 15. These are really all my favorite passages. They're all just so incredibly amazing. But we're looking here at John 15. If you abide in me, my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. What? Yeah. If you abide in me, my words abide in you. That means that, again, we're not trying to say, Lord, help me rob the bank, or Lord, help me cheat on my wife, or Lord, help me deceive that person, or lie to that person, or swindle that person. We're not doing unrighteous things. We're acting righteously. If you don't know what that righteousness looks like, go check it out. It's in the Torah. He told you, do this, don't do that. All right? Those are the standard of God's righteousness. So that's the baseline. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. So if we're doing that as a baseline, then we come to him and say, okay, God, I'm abiding in you. Your words are abiding in me. Now let's talk about what I desire. Because if his words are abiding in me, I'm not going to ask for something that is contrary to his will. And I'm not going to ask for something that is offensive or unrighteous, because I'm abiding in him and his words are abiding in me. You see, that's really what it's all about. And yet we've unfortunately been told the story that no, all these miracles were just for back then. They're not for today. I think they're for today. Again, you can check this out at douglashamp.com. Have that there. Please subscribe and share this with others who need to hear this message. The great news is that our God is alive. He's well. He has built these incredible things into the very fabric of the universe, and he's helping us to understand what is possible, what he's actually built into the universe. And if we are willing and if we will believe, if we'll have faith, then nothing will be impossible. All things are possible. Till next time, stay in the Word.